We had completed about half the shloka, 13th shloka. Bhavajaladhim agadham dustaram istareyam kathamahamiti cheto masmagah kataratvam sarasijadrishi deve tavaki bhaktireka narakabhidinishanna tarayishyatyavashyam. He Chetaha agadham dustaram bhavajaladhim aham katham nistareyam iti kataratvam masmagaha sarasijadrishi narakabhidi deve nishanna tavaki bhaktihi eka avashyam tarayishyati. Again the devotee is advising his own mind. Hey Chetaha, O my mind. Now why is the mind called Chetas or Chetaha? The root word is Chit Chetane Samjnane. The word Chetas or Chetana comes from the root Chit, which means something which gives life, power, consciousness, knowledge. So thinking and knowledge are the special characteristics of the mind. If the mind were not there, even ordinary thinking would not have been possible. But while using the word Chetaha instead of Manaha, the poet is intelligently pointing out one special quality. Now you are capable of knowing things. You are capable of acquiring knowledge, wisdom. Ninage ariyuva shakti ide. Therefore, say every one of these words has been used properly, keeping the meaning very clearly in the mind, and it has its own effect. For instance, in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord very often uses the word Mahabaho, Parantapa. Mahabahu, one who has mighty arms, which indicates that he is a very strong person. Parantapa, the scorcher of foes, one who destroys his enemies. Arjuna is in a very bad state of mind, very much depressed. He has to be roused now. And Krishna is reminding him, you are not an ordinary person. You are a great hero. You have got mighty arms. You have destroyed so many of your enemies earlier. So in the same way, here also, the word Chetas, by which the poet is addressing his own mind, is reminding the mind that it is capable of thinking, capable of knowing, capable of wisdom, capable of taking the right decision at the right time. Bhavajaladhim katham aham nistareyam iti kataratvam masmagaha. Don't be nervous. Don't be afraid, thinking, how can I cross this ocean of samsara, which is so vast, limitless, which is almost impossible to cross. It is a fact that samsara sagara is very vast. It is a fact that it is very difficult to cross. But that doesn't mean by thinking how difficult it is to cross, you should become nervous, you should lose your courage. No, because you are capable of that. Chetas, you are capable of knowledge, wisdom, you can think clearly and take the decision at the right time. So bhava is samsara. Samsara is a technical term and it means janana marana, birth and death, continuously going on. It is this bondage of samsara that is making us very miserable, and we have to somewhere cut this chain and get out of it. As far as the ocean is concerned, it is very vast, very deep, very difficult to cross. Similarly, samsara also, caused by ajnana, ignorance of our real nature as the Atman, is also very difficult to overcome. It's very easy to say, mukti is the aim of my life, I am trying for that. Easy to say, but difficult to attain it. But at the same time, just because it is difficult, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't try at all. There are many things in life which are difficult, but still we go in after them, finally achieve success. In fact, there is this in English saying that every failure is a stepping stone to success. Because once we try and fail, we reflect what happened, why did it happen so, where did I go wrong. Then by self-reflection we are able to discover where we had gone wrong. Once we discover our mistakes, we see that we don't repeat them. Once bitten, twice shy. There is a proverb. Once bitten, twice shy. That is true, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't try again. So this ocean of samsara is very difficult to cross. At the same time, don't be afraid. Gather courage and try to cross it. And this samsara has been described as agadha and dustara. It is bottomless. It is so deep that it is impossible to find out where its bottom lies. Again, it is dustara, very difficult to cross. And what about me? Aham, I am a very ordinary person. I am an ajnani, I am a samsari. How can I cross this? This is a plain statement of fact. I remember one quotation from the Raghuvamsha of Kalidasa. He says, Pramshulabhye phale lobhat udbahuriva vamanaha. The Raghuvamsha is so great. The race of the Raghus is so great. I am trying to describe it. I can give a comparison. There is a very short fellow, a dwarf. He is lifting up both his arms and trying to catch a fruit and pluck it, but the fruit is at a very high place, on a high branch of the tree. He can never reach it, but he is struggling it. It is something like that. My attempt to describe the race of the Raghus looks like the attempt of the dwarf to get at the fruit on a high branch of a tall tree. So, all these things are statements of facts. I am an ordinary human being, ignorant, I am in samsara, and samsara sagara is very difficult to cross, very dangerous, very deep. All that is right, but there are remedies. Kataratvam masmagaha. Do not be anxious because of this. There is one word which is used in the Bhagavad Gita and also other scriptures. It is called dhriti, what we call in the language of military science, morale. There are difficulties, no doubt, but we shouldn't lose our morale. Yes, I know it is difficult, but it is not impossible. It is said that one of the British generals had removed the word impossible from his dictionary. Strike it off. There is nothing that is impossible in this world, provided you sufficiently try. So this innate strength, morale, cool-headedness, presence of mind is very necessary. Have that. you will be able to cross over. Eka avashyam tarayishyati. There is one remedy. There is one means and method by which you will be able to cross this ocean of samsara. It will definitely help you to cross over. Avashyam tarayishyati. Necessarily, surely, readily, certainly it will help you to cross over the ocean of samsara. And that is only one remedy, eka. And what is that eka or one remedy? Bhaktihi. Devotion. Devotion in the Lord, devotion to the Lord. And that Lord is described Sarasija Drishi Deve Bhaktihi. Yes, there are so many gods and goddesses in our Hindu pantheon, but this gentleman is a devotee of Lord Vishnu. So he is very particular to remind the devotee that it is not any and every god that you have to worship or take refuge. It is Sarasijaksha Pundarikaksha Vishnu. Sarasijadrishi Deve. In that God whose eyes resemble the lotus. That is Pundarikaksha, Bhagavan Vishnu. Yes, bhakti in Vishnu. But whose bhakti? Can somebody else's bhakti in Vishnu help you? No, it is your bhakti that helps you. Tavaki. Tava means your. Tavaki, that which belongs to you. Tavaki bhaktihi. Your devotion in the Lord. It is that which helps you. Uddharet atmana atmanam. Lord Krishna says ultimately every living being, every jiva has to lift himself up by his own efforts. Virijanji says in one place, the Guru helps you in so many ways. He gives you the mantra, he gives you the process of meditation, gives you the modes and methods of sadhana. If you have doubts and difficulties, he helps you to clear those doubts and also clear the path. But the Guru will never carry you on his shoulders to the goal. If at all, only God can give instantaneous mukti. That is possible only for God. So at the human level, we have to do the walking ourselves. The road is shown. You are even brought and you are made to take the first step. But the walking has to be done by you. So Tavaki Bhakti is necessary. Your bhakti to the Lord will help you to overcome this ocean of samsara, cross it over. He has specially used the word Sarasija Drishi Deve. While describing the beauty of the Lord, one of the expressions which is often used is about the beauty of the eyes. Ultimately, the beauty of the face depends upon the beauty of the eyes. And the eyes can reflect so many emotions. It can be love, it can be hatred, it can be wonder. Psychologists have studied all that. As long as the living being Chaitanya is there inside, that Chaitanya expresses itself through the eyes, through the expression of the eyes. So, when we look at the Lord's eyes, they are not ordinary eyes. They are so full of beauty, so full of compassion, so full of love. You just take the example from our ordinary day-to-day life. There is a mother, there is the baby. The baby is smiling, the baby is playing. The mother is so happy. What is the expression in the eyes of the mother? Seeing the baby. Something like that. The Lord is our Father, Mother, Guru, everything. Tvameva mata cha pitatvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakhatvameva. So, The Lord's eyes full of beauty, full of compassion, full of love for you, you look at that. If you cultivate devotion towards Him, you are automatically released from this bondage of birth and death, samsara sagara. And this bhakti, if it is to be intense, it can be only artha bhakti. Bhakti has been divided by the Lord in the Gita into 4 categories. Artho jignasarartharthi jnani cha bharatarshabha. Though the jnani's love is supposed to be the highest, that is all right, that comes after Atma Jnana. But before that, it is Artha Bhakti that gives instantaneous results. A man is in difficulties, tremendous problems and difficulties, feels absolutely helpless, turn towards the Lord, and there is an outpouring of the heart in prayer. And whenever prayer is intense, especially Artha Bhakti, automatically the response has come. So your devotion to the Lord, which is intense, which is Artha Bhakti because you feel that you are being drowned in the ocean of samsara, automatically it moves the Lord, and the beautiful eyes of the Lord are already reflecting love and compassion for you. And the other word that is used is Deva. Deva is a very significant word. Jyotirmaya, Srishtikarta. 2 meanings are normally given. Dev is the root word. Deva is derived from Dev. Out of the several meanings given to the word Dev, one is to shine and the other is to create the world. So he is Srishtikarta, the creator of the world, the protector of the world. He is also the person who is full of light, gives light, knowledge, wisdom, uplifts us. So he is God, who is the creator, who is the protector. He is full of light and grace. His eyes are so full of love and compassion for you, you cultivate your devotion to Him. So devotion from our side and grace from His side. Pratikriya, the response comes from that side in the form of grace by granting what we want in life. Then there is an adjective used in the next series of words for bhakti. Naraka bhidi nishanna bhakti. Nishanna, that which is kept, rooted in. This bhakti is kept in or rooted in Naraka bhidi. The Lord is not an ordinary person. He is capable of destroying Naraka. A person might have committed any number of sins in his life, and as a result of that, he is sure to go to hell. So many sins he has committed. But the Lord is capable of destroying all those sins which will put you into hell. Naraka bhidi. Because God is the creator, He has created the hells, He has created the law of karma. According to that, you have to go to hell, but He also has the capacity to destroy that hell and give you exemption from this sentence. He is Srishtikarta and Palanakarta. Therefore, He is capable of destroying even the sufferings that you have to encounter in hell. Since He is capable of destroying even hell and hellfire, is He not capable of destroying your sorrows and sufferings? After all, compared to that, this is nothing. You remember the story of the king and a petty thief. The thief was caught and brought to the magistrate. The magistrate said, go to jail for 1 year. By that time, the thief had realized his mistake. So he prayed to the magistrate, Sir, I confess my mistake. I also confess that I deserve the punishment, but please see that this punishment is given up. Hereafterwards I will reform my life. But The magistrate says, no, the king has made these rules. I can act only within the framework of the rules done by the king. If at all you want to be pardoned, go to the king. Then he is taken to the king. After hearing the whole story, the king says, all right, go and sin no more. Hereafterwards, do not commit this. That capacity or the power the king has, not the magistrate. So the deities at the lower rung of the ladder, like Yama and others, Prajapati and others, they can only execute the sentences according to the law done by the Lord. But giving complete exemption and pardon, only the Lord has that power. Therefore, the Lord who is capable of destroying even Naraka, can he not protect you and help you to escape from samsara? Tavaki bhakti. And we have the famous story of Shiva and Markandeya. Markandeya's life was only for 16 years. So when he came to know from his father that he was going to die very soon, and father also advised him to pray to Lord Shiva, then he started praying day and night, and finally when he was about to be taken away by the Lord of Death, Yama, then Shiva appeared and then conquered him and drove him away. That is why Shiva is called as Mrutyunjaya. In fact, there is a famous mantra in the Vedas. It's a part of the Krishna Yajurveda. It comes in the Mahanarada Upanishad also. Triambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam. It is called as Mrutyunjaya mantra. Those who are seriously ill, either they or people who are interested in their welfare, are very often advised to repeat this mantra, and they say it has worked in many cases. Anyhow, Naraka bhedinishanna tarayishyatyavyashyam. So if you are capable of bhakti in the Lord, who is capable of destroying even hellfire, can he not protect you and lift you up? Then we go to the next shloka, the 14th. Trishnato ye madana pavano dhuta muhormimale dharavarte tanaya sahajagraha sangha kulecha samsarakhe mahati jaladhau majjatam nastridhaman padam bhoje varada bhavato bhakti novam prayaksha. Tridhaman Varada Trishna Toye Madana Pavana Udhuta Moha Urnimale Dara Avarte Tanaya Sahajagraha Sangha Akulecha Samsarakhe Mahati Jaladhau Majjatam Naha Bhavataha Padam Bhoje Bhakti Navam Prayaksha. The total meaning is just this. Now I am sinking in the ocean of samsara. If I have to be saved, I must have a boat, lifeboat. Give me the lifeboat so that I am saved. Till now, the sadhaka has been advising his own mind, don't be afraid, do like this, do like that. But still, the mind has not yet got enough strength from inside to listen to this advice and act accordingly. So now the bhakta thinks, let me appeal to the Lord directly. Let me not bother about my mind. Of course, this is all a poetical way of expression, because you cannot pray without the help of your mind. Sri Ramakrishna says, though the Upanishads say that God is beyond mind, how can we pray without the help of the mind? So mind is the medium through which we pray. So directly the devotee is praying to the Lord. prayacha, give me. Whenever the word pra is used in Sanskrit, it increases the force and the depth and the power. Yacha means give. Prayacha, prakarshena yacha. Give me more, give me powerfully, give me excessively. Tumba channagi kodu, to put it in plain simple Kannada. No, we are asking him to give us. But why should we ask him of all the people, of all the persons? Because he is Varada. His name itself is Varada, one who gives Vara. Somebody comes and asks something out of devotion, all right, take. It is something like a little child coming and asking its mother and father, and out of love and compassion for the child they give immediately what the child wants. Like that the Lord is Varada. Whatever Vara or boon we ask for, the Lord liberally, literally gives that. Since you are Varada, I am praying to you, Prayacha, give me. Now what is it that I want from you? Bhakti navam Prayacha. Nava means boat or ship. You give me the ship or the boat of bhakti. Now what is the comparison between these two? The nava, boat or ship, is the means for us to cross the ocean. And bhakti is the means easily available to us to cross the ocean of samsara. Something, the means, which helps us to cross over. Bhakti navam prayacha. Now bhakti navam prayacha is all that, but to whom? To me, who am sinking in this ocean of samsara. Samsara akhye mahati jaladhau majjatam naha. To me, who am sinking in this deep ocean of samsara. Now this samsara sagara is described as bhayankara, terrible, so fearful. In ordinary ocean, we have got plenty of water, the ocean is very deep, and sometimes there are hurricanes and gales, and then gigantic waves and whirlpools are there, and also a number of animals, whales and crocodiles. So with all these things, it's very, very dangerous. So if a person wants to cross such an ocean, it's very easy for him to get lost, to drown, to be drowned. And the same adjectives can apply to samsara sagara also. Samsara sagara also is bhayankara, so fearful that one who tries to cross over is also in great danger. Now what are the dangers in samsara sagara? Trishna toye. Trishna means insatiable desire. And for the ocean of samsara, what is the water? Insatiable desire is the water. Vishaya Trishna. It's a bottomless pit. On the Bhagavad Gita, Ramanuja has written a very nice commentary. First is Shankara's, then comes Ramanuja's. On Ramanuja's commentary, there is a sub-commentary by Vedanta Deshika. So in one of the portions of the Gita, 3rd chapter, 39th shloka, there is a beautiful shloka quoted by Vedanta Deshika. Dushpurena analena cha. Kama or desire is described as dushpura, something which can never be filled up, which can never be satisfied. It is something like a very deep gorge or well. You want to fill it up, the more you fill up, nothing comes out, still it is very deep and it is not filled up. For that he gives one beautiful quotation. Trishna khanihi agadheyam dushpura kena puryate ya mahadbhirapi kshiptaihi puranaihi eva khanyate. Suppose you imagine a very deep and large pit. You think that it has to be filled up quickly. Therefore, let us put big boulders. Instead of small stones and other things, let us put big boulders so that we can fill it up quickly. But the boulders are so big and heavy, each boulder which goes and sits on the bottom will further dig it by 2 feet, 4 feet. So the more boulders you put, the deeper will the well become. Just like that, Trishna or desire also. Desires come. We think that we can satiate the desires. Strong desires, big desires come. And we want to fulfill all of them. The more we try to fulfill the desire, the greater will be the intensity of the desires. Ultimately they can never be satiated. Asha hi paramam dukkham, nairashyam paramam sukham. The Bhagavatam we get the story of the Avadhuta and the 21 gurus. So there, that Veshya, prostitute, is telling this, Asha hi paramam dukkham. Asha or desire is of greatest intensity. It is that which gives me so much of sorrow and suffering. It is renunciation of desire that can give us real happiness and peace. Najatu kamah kamanam upabhogena shamyati havisha krishna vartmeva bhuya eva abhivardhate. This is a very famous shloka which comes in a number of places. Manusmriti and Mahabharata and some of the other Puranas. Yayati is supposed to have said this. Najatu kama kamanam upabhogena shamyati. No, kama or desire can never be satiated by giving it the object of desire. One example is given. The fire is burning. Here we have got ghee. Ghee is a liquid. Thinking that the fire can be put out by this liquid which resembles water, we pour. But the more of ghee that is poured, greater will be the intensity with which the fire burns. Havisha Krishna Vartmeva Bhuya Eva Abhivardhate. It increases again and again. Therefore, Krishna or desire can never be satiated by giving it the objects of desire. Now this Trishna is compared to water, Trishna Toya. So in the ocean of samsara, desire is compared to water. That's all right. But how does this water come up in the form of waves? See, there is ocean. In the ocean constantly waves are coming. If desire is compared to the ocean, how do the waves of desire come up again and again in the mind? What is it that throws up these waves? Madana, Pavana, Uddhuta, Moha, Urmi Male. Pavana is wind, forceful, powerful wind. That wind blows on the ocean and the waves come up. So the reason for the waves coming up in the ocean is the powerful wind. Gale, for instance. And in the case of Trishna Toya, the ocean of desires, Madana, desire, lust, kama. And Urmi is wave, that is moha, attachment. Desire comes and it makes the mind jump up in the form of waves, and these waves do not go easily because the moha, tremendous attachment, is there to the objects of desire. Kamayesha krodhayesha rajo guna samudbhavaha. Krishna, while answering the question of Arjuna, tells him, what makes the mind restless, what makes the mind suddenly go towards the objects of desire is kama and krodha, and they are roused in the mind by rajoguna. Shankara and Ramanuja explained beautifully. Now there is kama, desire. Once the desire comes, we want to get the object of desire and enjoy it. And even after getting the object of desire and enjoying it, there is no tripti. It goes on increasing. That is kama leading to moha. Suppose on the other hand, the desire is not fulfilled, let us say. Then what will happen? Krodha will come. So we become angry against those persons whom we think have prevented us from getting our objects of desire. So the two are interconnected, kama and krodha, and both of them are roused by rajoguna in the mind. And these desires and the mind jumping up because of the desires is happening repeatedly. So it is called as MukundaMala. The waves come one after the other, incessantly, continuously in the ocean. Similarly here also, waves arise in the mind constantly and continuously because they have been forced to come up by lust and greed. Dara avarte. Dara means wife. Avarta means whirlpool. So here the poet is telling that wife is the whirlpool in which he is caught and drowned. Of course here we have to remember Sri Ramakrishna's words. So Sri Ramakrishna says Maya can be Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. If the wife is of a sattvic nature, she can help the husband in the spiritual path and they will be able to progress very quickly. If it is not, then both of them will fall from the ideal. So one point we have to remember while studying these scriptures is the type of society that existed. In the Narad Bhakti Sutra also sometimes we find slight references. But it is not that they hated women. What they wanted to convey to us was that desire, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all these things are dangerous obstacles in the spiritual path. So if a person is caught in the whirlpool, he is gone. Similarly, if the person is caught in the attachment to the members of the family, he is gone. Then in addition to that, there are terrible animals, water animals living in the water, which are very dangerous. What are they? Tanaya sahaja graha sangha akule. Tanaya is son, sahaja is brother. No, son, brother and other relatives, they are like crocodiles in family. If they are of a bad temperament against spiritual enlightenment and all that, they will give constant trouble, constant problems are created by them. Many times devotees come to us and discuss their problems. The husband or the wife is interested in spiritual life, the other spouse is not interested. Similarly, the sons or other members in the family. And they say, all right, we are not interested. If you want to follow the spiritual path, you follow, leave them, that is all right. But there are some people who deliberately create obstacles and problems for them. There comes the friction and life becomes miserable. So what to do? That's a big problem. Anyhow, here the poet is telling us that son, brother and other people in the family, they are like crocodiles. Crocodiles destroy anything that comes into water. Similarly, those who have entered into samsara, the ocean of samsara, they are actually bitten by or troubled by the blood relatives. This has got a very important lesson for us, the way the poet has used the word graha. Now, graha means crocodile. The crocodile is powerless when it is put out of water. But if the crocodile is inside water, you cannot easily tackle it. So all the power and strength of the crocodile is only inside water, not outside it. And what is the water here? Samsara. So if you are involved in samsara deeply, then all these fellows will give you trouble. Suppose you are out of samsara, how can they trouble you? So that is also indirectly indicated. As long as you are attached to samsara, then you have to face all these problems. If you are completely detached and don't care, then you are free. Then coming to the Lord's strength and power to save you, the Lord is addressed as Tridhaman. So he has got his dhama, house, residence in 3 places. So we have got this earth, and then we have got Antariksha, and then we have got Svargaloka. 3 worlds. Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Svargaloka, or Antariksha and Svargaloka. Now, how do you say that the Lord is in all these 3 places? We know the story of the Vamana Avatara. Vamana became Trivikrama. So Trivikrama means one who occupied all the 3 worlds by 3 steps. Tridhaman. By taking 3 steps and filling the 3 worlds, he had all the 3 worlds as his residence. He is here, he is there also. So he is Sarvavyapi. It comes to this, by addressing the Lord as Tridhaman, the devotee is telling, you are Sarvavyapi. You remember the story of Gajendra Moksha. Now Gajendra is here, caught by the crocodile in that water pool, Sarovara. And then he is praying. And finally Lord Vishnu had to rush, emergency call. So he had to rush all the way from his Vaikuntha, sitting on the Garutman or Garuda. It took a little time for him to come, respond. That is all right in the case of Gajendra. But in your case, no. You need not worry, because the Lord is not only in Vaikuntha, he is everywhere, he is here also. Since he is here, he can come to your aid immediately. What is called lightning call. So you put up the lightning call, immediately you get the connection. So he is Tridhaman. There is no need for the Lord to come all the way from Vaikuntha on his mount, Garutman. He can protect you here and now. In other words, if your prayer is very intense, the response can come immediately. That is the beauty of Artha Bhakti. Bhavataha padambhoje bhakti navam prayacha. This is a statement of fact. I am involved in samsara sagara. Very difficult for me to cross over. Now please come to my aid. What is it that I really want now? I want the boat or the ship called bhakti in your holy lotus feet. Bhavataha padam bhoje, in your holy lotus feet, prayacha, give bhakti navam, the ship of devotion. Now what is the greatness of that pada kamala? Lord's holy feet. Lord's holy feet is Trivikrama. It is occupying all the 3 worlds, so it is available to us here and now. And secondly, according to the stories in the Puranas, the great river Ganga, the all purifying agent, it has come from Trivikrama's pada or feet. So great and so holy is your feet that by cultivating devotion towards that, I am able to save myself from this ocean of samsara. There are some quotations from the Bhagavad Gita which confirm this sentiment. Abrahma bhuvanalokaha punaravartinorjuna mam upetyatu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. People in this world do many good deeds, punya karmas. As a result of that, they go to higher worlds. There are 14 worlds, out of which 7 are above this earth, starting with the earth. Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Tapoloka, Janaloka and Satyaloka. Satyaloka and Brahmaloka are identical. Up to Brahmaloka, excluding Brahmaloka, because once you go to Brahmaloka, you won't come back. So all the worlds up to Brahmaloka are Punaravartinaha. You may go there and enjoy the fruits of your good karma, but after exhausting it, you come back. Return is inherent in it. So when you go to those worlds, you have also kept the return ticket in your pocket. Finish it and come back. Suppose you go to a cinema theater, you might have purchased a ticket of 50 rupees and sitting in the air-conditioned balcony. Once the show is over, you cannot sit there. They will send you out. So, Abrahma bhuvanalokaha punaravartinorjuna. Kaunteya, but Kunti's son Arjuna, mam upetya punarjanma na vidyate. Once you are able to get me, realize me, become one with me, there is no punarjanma. You are liberated once for all. That is from the 8th chapter. Then 10th chapter also has 2 beautiful slokas. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena mam upayanti te. He is describing the devotees. These devotees are worshipping the Lord, singing His names and glories with great priti or love, devotion and love. And they are satata yukta. Their minds are united in me. They are concentrating upon me. How long? Satata. Continuously. Continuous meditation on me. Continuously praying to me. Continuously worshipping me. Continuously remembering me and singing my names and glories with bhakti, with love. When people are doing that, following this mode of sadhana, what do I do to them? Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Ultimate liberation comes by attaining the Lord. To attain the Lord, they need a higher kind of sadhana. That is called buddhi yoga. Yoga is union with the Lord through the purified mind. When I find that they are so serious and sincere, I give them buddhi yoga. Their minds are purified, their minds are capable of getting concentrated on me. With the help of that buddhi yoga, they are able to obtain me. Once they attain me, they will never again return to this world. They are liberated once for all. Tesham eva anukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavastho jnana dipena bhasvata. Ajnanajam tamaha. These people, these devotees who have turned towards me, who are trying to worship me, remember me, pray to me, there is tamas in their minds. Tamas means darkness. Tamas means ignorance. This darkness, this ignorance is a great obstacle in spiritual life. And it is very difficult for even the sadhakas of the higher type to understand, to realize that such a tamas is there in their minds and that it is an obstacle, that it has to be overcome. Therefore, what the Lord does is, Tesham eva anukampartham nashayami atmabhavastha jnanadipena bhasvata. Tamas is darkness. Tamas is ignorance. Darkness can be destroyed by light. Ignorance can be destroyed by knowledge. So what they need is jnana-deepa, the light of knowledge and wisdom, which destroys the ignorance, the darkness of ignorance in their minds and hearts. and that I give out of infinite compassion. They are praying to me. Sometimes they may be praying to me without knowing what to ask for. But I know what they really need. I find that there is darkness of ignorance in their minds and hearts. They need the light of knowledge and wisdom so that they can be free. Out of infinite compassion, love and consideration for them, I give them Buddhi Yoga, I give them Jnana Deepa. In other words, I give them enlightenment. So from within, deep from within their hearts, slowly the knowledge, the wisdom comes up. Once that understanding, knowledge or wisdom comes up, their ignorance, their tamas is destroyed, they are enlightened, they attain the Lord. So, what ultimately moves the Lord's heart to give us Jnana Deepa or wisdom, which will destroy our tamas, is bhakti. Again, another problem comes here. Sadhana is in our hands. Siddhi is in the Lord's hands. And very often we know that our sadhana is not enough. However much we may try, it is not enough. It falls short of the goal. So ultimately, it is only by the divine grace that we are able to get the fulfillment of our spiritual life. That means, in order to destroy the ignorance in our mind, we need knowledge and wisdom, jnana, and this jnana is given by him to us out of compassion. His compassion is roused by our bhakti towards him. So far, so good we can understand. But suppose I don't have much bhakti, and my bhakti is only skin deep, then what? So we should pray to the Lord for bhakti also. Tell the Lord plainly, I don't have so much of love and devotion for you. What shall I do? My mind is very much attached to these petty things of the world. Please give me genuine love and devotion. Once somebody came to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna asked him to pray to God. He said, I have no belief in God. How can I pray? Then Sri Ramakrishna was very, very intelligent and clever. He said, all right, let us strike a deal. I'll tell you one method. You pray to the Lord. Oh Lord, if you really exist, please do like this. You have any objection for that? Oh no. All right, you try it. So giving the benefit of doubt to God's existence, he started praying. Within 1 month, faith was restored. Because, oh God, if you exist, God said, yes, I do exist. And you are praying to me, all right, take. So like that, marvelous things can be achieved through prayer. Nothing is impossible for sincere prayer. Suppose we feel genuinely, seriously, sincerely that our love and devotion for the Lord are not sufficiently strong, not sufficiently sincere, then pray to the Lord to strengthen it. So to pray for jnana, vairagya, bhakti is also part of spiritual life. Now, for the next shloka, there is an introduction. I want devotion. And that devotion, probably I have a little of it, because of it I believe in the Lord, I am praying. But I feel it is not sufficiently strong. Therefore I pray to the Lord to give me more love, more devotion, more faith. But I am surrounded by people in this world who don't have devotion. Spiritually speaking, they are of a much lower category. And if I am in their company, then what little love and devotion and faith I have, it may be lost. It is something like a drop of water falling in a hot pan and getting dried up. So our spiritual virtues will be damaged and maybe even destroyed by coming into contact with people who are not spiritually inclined. This great danger is there in spiritual life. That is why Shankaracharya has warned us to cultivate satsanga. Satsangatve nisangatvam and so on. Satsanga is easy, satsanga is necessary, and satsanga is tremendously effective. So keeping this in mind, he is giving us in the next shloka, let me not look at these fellows, let me not think of these fellows, let me not talk to these fellows and so on. The negative aspect of spiritual practice. Madraksham, Kshina Punyan and so on.